Hello and welcome from Vienna. I had some really awesome days here doing a bit of spotting thanks to some great spotter help from a local spotter, Joe Aviation. Do check him out on Instagram. I will leave a link to his account in the video description below. But I'm now on my way home, and that means my first stint for this day is from Vienna to Frankfurt with Austrian Airlines, and I thought this could be a nice little trip report. So let's see what Austrian Airlines can offer on this short flight. Now for this flight I have a suitcase to be checked in, and this is for economy passengers done fully automated at these machines. I prefer human touch, and as a status customer I would normally have access to the manned business class desk, but the personal checking passengers didn't want to let me pass and I couldn't be bothered to discuss this, so with my luggage dropped, it's time to head for security. With security done, it's time to figure out where our gate will be, but this isn't announced yet. We are flying from Terminal 3 here in Vienna, which looks good, but also is quite narrow and at busy times like today feels a bit crammed. Even worse, with no gate announced, there just isn't a natural place to go and wait. Unless you want to go into a restaurant, you can just wander aimlessly around. Why is a proper waiting area so difficult for so many airports nowadays? Anyway, by now our gate has been announced, so at least I now know where to be waiting for the next 20 minutes or so. But now let's get on board the plane so we can see what Austrian can do on such a flight. So welcome on board flight OS 211 from Vienna to Frankfurt. We're sitting here in seat 18F, and this is today's view from our seat. The cabin is the standard Euro economy layout of the Lufthansa Group used across the Airbus fleet, but with small design highlights to visualize the Austrian heritage. The seats are comfortable enough for these kind of short European flights, but just a little more padding would for sure not have reduced the passenger's comfort. The seat pitch is perfectly fine. As a point of reference, I'm 182 centimeters tall. There's a small pocket of storage, and at the seat you also find the in-flight shopping magazine and the board menu, or as Austrian calls it, the melangerie, but we'll look at that once we are in the air. If you are looking for a power or USB plug, then you'll be disappointed, but Wi-Fi is offered, however only for purchase. A little side note here, since I have flown, Lufthansa has started to offer limited internet access for free, so this might also become available, if it's not already, by now on Austrian flights. And through the so-called Flynet, you'll also find plenty of reading material for free. But for now, let's head to Frankfurt. Once in the air, the onboard service is started. Austrian offers, like all other airlines in the Lufthansa Group, a variety of meals, snacks and drinks for purchase, but you do get a glass of still water for free, which is great. The food and drinks offered for purchase aren't cheap, but for onboard sales, prices are for the most part within reason. Just like on Lufthansa flights, Austrian has package deals where you can make some savings, but unlike Lufthansa, Austrian actually specifies what the total price is, at least for most of these. This is much better than with Lufthansa, which often does not specify the total price. The crew is doing a great job. And as the hard product hardly differs from the rest of the Lufthansa Group and barely sets itself notably apart from other competitors, at least the crew contributes to giving this flight a bit of that famous Austrian charm. And whether it was the charm of the flight crew or just the fact that I have had a few long days behind me, I needed a power nap before we started our approach into Frankfurt Airport. So with that, welcome to Frankfurt. While we are taxiing to the terminal, what can we say in conclusion to today's flight? Well, Austrian hardly sets itself apart from the rest of the Lufthansa Group, but that is clearly by design. Still, a bit of Austrian charm has been maintained, which makes the experience just a little less sterile. The flight itself was pretty uneventful, just to my liking. So now I'll make my way into the terminal and to my next flight. If you have enjoyed this trip, feel free to leave a like, and if you don't want to miss out on future trip reports and spotting videos, then hit subscribe. With that, thanks for watching this video and see you on another trip here on Bongo Planes Does Aviation.